taking a commercial. Then we'll come back for confession. And from confession, we would round up at 2:45. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with me.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Students' debate is here. On Wednesday, two electrifying clashes of wit, logic, and persuasion will light up the stage. At 4 p.m., Olajolo Akinoluwa takes on Majesty Joseph on the topic AI-generated content should be considered original. Olajolo Akinoluwa takes on Majesty Joseph on the topic AI-generated content should be considered original and protected by copyright. At 5 p.m., God's Goodness Kukwete headed this intellectual fireworks. Tune in live to Nigeria Info and Kids FM stations nationwide. Watch online on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info 99.3. I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament. The national finals is proudly powered by Chrisland Schools, Ejanla Foods, Diamonds and Pearls Travels Limited, Massey Children's Hospital, OB Wheezy, and the Lekki Conservation Center. Knowledge, passion, and power. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
All right. Welcome back and welcome to Confessions segment. Thank you for joining me. It's 28 minutes past 2. Yes, so we will quickly have our confession segment and then round up at 2:45 because we have a commercial that we need to play. Yes, so that's what will be on. The live empowerment sponsorship comes up at 2:45. So right about now, what we'll be doing is opening up the lines to you who has a confession to make. It's Tuesday, so we call it Confession Tuesday. In case there's anything on your mind, please, you want to talk to us about, you want to just make it known, just get it off your chest. If you need advice, please feel free and dial the numbers, okay? And the numbers to call are 0700-951-0000 and 08095974869. Then you can also dial the WhatsApp number, which is 080-999-30137. Okay, just dial that, or you can record a voice note and let's know what your confession is this afternoon. Okay, let's get it on from now till about 2:45. So it tells you we have about less than 20 minutes to go on confession. So it's equally going to be a very short one. So welcome on board and thank you for joining me. Reach out on any of those numbers and let's get it started. Hello. All right, that did not stay. You can call back. All right, we already have confessions coming in, so let's quickly take them before we run out of time. Good afternoon, Ma. Please, I need an advice. I am in a relationship with a lady, and we love, understand, and tolerate ourselves. Truly, since December 24th last year, I met her. We haven't had any issue or quarrel, but I have some challenges about her, and these are: number one, the girl is 35 years. My age mate. Secondly, she complains of sickness always. I took her to a lab and she was diagnosed of an infection that may lead to infertility, though she have been treated. Thirdly, her major complaint now is regular sweating, irregular periods, and hormonal imbalance. When I consulted somebody who is not a doctor, he told me it's a sign of premenopause, that the chance of her giving birth is 50-50, and I became afraid and confused. I don't know how to tell her I won't continue again, but truly I love her because she is good to me. Okay. So that's your issue, right? She has regular sweating, irregular menses, and hormonal imbalance when you consulted someone who is not a doctor. Thankfully, you said the person is not a doctor. So I don't know how you can consult someone who is not an expert in the field and they give you their layman's understanding about this thing, and you want to take a major decision as living a relationship that you're happy with based on a non-expert advice. I know we're very opinionated, we like to listen to one another, but these are medical issues, okay? They are medical issues, and truly people have some of this hormonal thing, especially for ladies. But like I keep telling people, we live in an age and time where there are medical breakthroughs every day. I did tell you guys when I went for my leave sometime early this year, around February. Was that February? No. I think that was, June. Yes, in June. I was away. I even celebrated my birthday of, I was not on air, right? Now, I had an operation. I had a major medical procedure. And less than 2 weeks, I came back to work. And I don't even know if I mentioned it on air or I didn't mention it, but I had a major surgery. And I remember when I was in the hospital after the surgery, you know how once upon a time they used to tell you that if you have a surgery, you have to wait until you gas and then before you eat, right? So my mother-in-law, who happens to be an old midwife or old medical personnel, of course, she has been there until she retired and all of that, was consistently calling to find out how I was doing. And, after I came out from the theater, she called and I told her that I'm doing good and stuff. She was like, don't eat, wait until you gas out or something like that. And I was like, okay. But the doctor was like, I should go ahead and eat. I was like I think the following day that I could eat. So I was like, but they said that, this and this and that. He was like, leave those things, those are olden days stuff. And truly, I went ahead. Now, this is just a tiny example of the so much improvements, breakthroughs, and stuff. In fact, I think like a day or two afterwards, I was able to climb up and down a stairs. So what in essence am I trying to say? That there is so much breakthrough in medicine, and you find even menopausal women who are within the age range of maybe the late 50s, 60s, are still giving birth in this age and time. Now, unless you just want to give up and not do or, stretch because you feel you don't have the energy for that. But I've never seen any person sentenced, to a life of barrenness. That is, except if you don't want to pursue it to a meaningful and logical end. But I've seen this sort of things happen too many times. I've seen people who don't have, without even medical, whatever, and it turns around. So just because someone told you that this is this and that, you want to take a major decisions as leaving someone who you have been happy with, you're even thinking of getting married. I think for you to even think of marrying this lady, it's because there is something about her, right? Because not everyone you meet that you think about them in terms of wanting to marry them. Someone must have made a very good impression on you for you to want to think of getting married to them. And you said it, she's good to you, she's this and that. So, it's up to you, okay? Thankfully, you're not married to this person. You're not married to this person. It's up to you to sit down and think about it. If it's something that you think you're willing to go all the way and look for help and, help her. Because no one comes without, there's no one person on earth that does not have one form of challenge or the other. Okay, the next person might not be a medical condition, but she might come. I keep saying this thing, and that's the reality of life. She might not have medical baggages, but she might have some sort of baggages that she's coming with. So you have to deal with some sort of challenge. You can't run away from a person because, this person is this way. But I also understand that you choose your battles wisely. If for you children are a big deal and you feel in your mind, that, okay, this might be it and you can't handle it, then by all means, simply just find a way of separating amicably. You don't have to marry a person you meet and stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, I don't see any reason whatsoever that will stop anybody from having children in this life, or because they have some things that look like in a certain way. Why don't you go to a doctor? Why don't you seek professional help? Why don't you go and understand what actually is a problem? And then you know what your chances are, instead of you just taking a step based on what someone gives you their opinion on. He's not a doctor, so don't take a major step based on a layman's opinion. People have their opinions, but at the end of the day, go to a medical doctor. If it's something you can go all the whole 9 yards, fine. If not, then find a way without necessarily making it messy. You can go apart amicably, and I wish you all the best with that. Okay? So, we still have more. We still have more confessions that have come in. Let me take on this one here. This one person is analyzing premenopause. I'm sorry, I can't read that. That's too long. Would maybe have doctors come in and explain that to us. Okay. Hello, Mr. Sharif and Kemi. This lady's also okay. This is not for me, I think. So let me move on to this one here.
Please, I'd rather keep my name. I just need an advice. Something has been bothering me for some time now, and I really need to solve this problem. Where we stay, a neighbor got a new dog, a very small dog. And this dog is always poo-pooing around my house. I have gone to complain to them, but nothing has been done. Every time in the morning hours, the dog will come at my window point where I sleep and come there and poo-poo. Sometimes I will come out, I will see that before I step out of my door, there's already small poo-poo waiting for me there. Sometimes when I go to the backyard to spray clothes, I see that the dog has already poo-poo. I complain, and the wife said I should tell the owner. And I asked her who is the owner, and she said it's her husband. I don't really know what to do because I've already complained to the husband and he laughed over it. I don't really know if there's another thing behind it or something else. I'm not a lover of dogs. I don't like packing dogs poo-poo. But they've made me to start packing the dog poo-poo. Yesterday, I had to stone that dog because the dog came at my door and poo-poo. Immediately I saw it, I became angry. And I carried my broom to chase the dog. I said, no, I will not be able to run with it. I threw a stone on the dog, and there was a stain, a blood stain on the dog's mouth. So please advise me on what to do, because I don't want to kill the dog and I don't want problems. How do I address this matter? Because the thing is always eating me up. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You have a very valid complaint. And I don't think it's fair that people should burden their neighbors based on what they can take and force or, manipulate their neighbors to take their own, what should be their own burden. If you have a dog, then you should find a way of training the dog to do is it potty or something? They call it potty or so, to find a way of going to ease itself in a designated area or place, or you take it for a walk so that it can poo, far away from where people are living. It's not fair that people should do that. And when your neighbors come and complain about your pets, take it as something very valid. These are the things that causes, disaffections and a lot of back and forth, fisticuffs and quarrels between neighbors, which is quite unnecessary. You find a dog or you want a dog, why don't you chain the dog? There's a place for that, or you find a cage for the dog so that the dog will stay indoors. Maybe at night you can allow it to walk around, and it should walk within your compound. I don't know what kind of compound you say, whether all of you stay within the compound, but there are some compounds or there are some places you will stay that the landlords will tell you no pets allowed in here. This is to avoid this kind of issues that often come up between neighbors, whereby you find you have a cat, it came into my house and did this, your dog bit my child, and you are exposing us to this sort of things, accusation and counter accusation. I've seen people who said that their cat's neighbor it's witchcraft that they are trying to perpetrate, and it got so messy and so bad. So I feel there should be some sort of regulation. It's not everybody that love pets, and you can't force people to accept your pets. So if you choose to keep pets, why don't you find the way that it will be exclusive to you and your family who have agreed they want it, and not be a sort of nuisance to your neighbor. So I feel, madam, that you need to really, really make it a serious issue. I don't know if it's something you need to reach out to the landlord. Since you've talked to the wife and husband and they're laughing it off, maybe you need to reach out to the landlord or the caretaker and take this up as a very serious issue, so that these people will begin to take responsibility for the behavior of their dogs. You cannot afford to be careless, right? And then people expect that people must take it. It's not fair. It's not right. So reach out to a higher authority that will call them to order, and you guys should have some sort of meeting and decide on how this should go. And also there should be consequences for such actions, right? Thank you so much. We'll talk some more tomorrow on Wednesday. That's on some of these issues that are coming in. Let me quickly take this one. I don't think we can take all the ones we have today, but I'll just store them up for tomorrow. I'm 24. I'm married, and in my lineage we're Osu. I told my husband about this before marriage, and he said that he and his family were okay with it. However, after marriage, my father-in-law said it's a shame to have my son, or to have his son, marry an Osu, and told me some very horrible things to my face. My father-in-law has really been difficult in relating to me. He keeps being sarcastic and insultive to me. Meanwhile, it is my mother-in-law who keeps placating me and telling me not to mind him. My husband, on the other hand, doesn't ever rise to my defense. During an argument one time with my husband, while my father-in-law was around, my husband related all that transpired to his father, and my father-in-law came telling me that I have no voice because I am from an Osu background. He keeps putting that to my face, and my husband doesn't defend me still, or my husband didn't defend me still. And it's been 5 months, but I still can't forget it. It's affecting my mental health, and I've stopped visiting my husband's home. Okay. I guess this is something we'll take up tomorrow because it sounds quite serious, Just take it easy there, right? Would hopefully get to expand on that tomorrow. But I guess having read that, we will take all the other issues that are coming. because we have to start a commercial break, which gets to start in some few seconds after now. Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of the Sunny Side today. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. My name is Swat. You can call me Her Vocal Majesty. Have a wonderful evening ahead.
In our finances and wealth creation. Today we're diving into the revolutionary world of artificial intelligence.